Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And in this video, I'm going to do a deal analysis video for you guys. So you guys can watch me over my shoulder and see what I do when I'm looking at potential deals and the way that I analyze that deal to determine whether or not that deal is actually worth taking. And so if you have not done so already, please subscribe to this channel. Like this video, comment in the comment section below if you have any questions, and without further ado, let's jump in. So I'm going to share my screen. All right, so if you follow me at all, I do have 10 Airbnbs now, continuing to grow, continuing to scale. I have a handful of co-hosting. Most of them are arbitrage deals, all right? And so my goal in my local area is I want to get to 15, and I'm approaching 15 very quickly. In fact, I have someone reached out to me today. He has 3 Airbnbs and wants me to manage them for him. So that would actually put me at 13, and 2 more is not going to be hard to get. I'm sure I could do it pretty quickly now. So my goal is that once I hit 15, then I want to go to a new city. I'm going to go to a new city and I'm going to do this business. I'm going to do it inside of a new city and show you guys how you can do this just by having the knowledge. That is it. Okay. I'm going to go to a new city. I don't know anybody. I don't have any contacts, don't have any connections, anything like that. All right. I'm going to do this business there. And then that way, there's no excuse for anybody. Oh, it's not my city. Oh, it's too far away. No, baloney. I'm going to show you guys how to do it. So anyway, one of the properties, one of the places where I would like to do it is to do this business is in Florida. I travel to Florida often. I love Florida. I love the hot weather. I like to go there. I'm Canadian. It's cold. And so I like to travel and get some sun. And so the place that I'm looking at is Collier County, Florida, which is like Naples, Marco Island, etc. All right. And so I was looking on Zillow. You don't use Zillow to look at deals, you should, but I was looking on Zillow and I came across this gem of a place. Now, I'm going to show you guys the pictures real quick. And so one of the things that I love about this property, first of all, is it's furnished. Look at this place. I don't have to furnish it at all. And let's scroll through the pictures. Look at that view. This is why I love Marco Island, because the beach and the water is incredible. Dolphins all the time. Anyway, let's keep moving. All right, so this here is a 2-bedroom. I believe 1 bath, possibly 2. We'll look in a second. Okay, it's a nice kitchen. You know, the place is nice. Dining area, laundry in the kitchen, so you can cook and do laundry at the same time. Nothing wrong with that. Bedroom 2 has 2 beds, right? So technically speaking, you could probably sleep 5. My goal is to try and get 6 people into a place. Has a gym, obviously on the ocean. There is a pool here as well. This is bathroom number 1. Okay, same bathroom. So it looks like it's just 1 bathroom, but that is okay. Actually, no, it says 2 bathrooms, 2 full baths. Okay, so they didn't put a picture of it here, but there is a 2nd bathroom, which is fantastic. So place looks good. I love it. For me, it's on the water. It's got a nice patio. I know this place would do well. And so the next thing that I do is, okay, I found a place. Now, before you even looking at property here, you should make sure that the bylaws or the laws or the restrictions in that city allow for short-term rentals. If you haven't done that yet, don't just pick cities and start looking. Pick cities, find out the restrictions in that city, okay, and then start looking at properties. And that's where I'm at right now. So I know that Collier County has a couple cities inside the county where short-term rentals are allowed, and Marco Island being one of them. So from there, I've got a nice place. Oh no, I lost it. I found a nice place. 2-bedroom, 2 bath, $4,450 a month. It's almost like, why is it so cheap? I don't know. Could be a number of reasons. Definitely have to call and talk to the landlord if possible. And if you look down here a little bit further, this will obviously be blurred, but you can see that's listed by the property owner, which is fantastic. That's something we want to see. Now I'm going to scroll down just a little bit further, and I want to confirm that there is a pool. There is a pool, okay? And then the other thing I should point out, at least in this situation, is that there is an HOA. And an HOA is basically like a housing association for condos, not just condos, but for the most part, condos. And they are like the managers or the governors or the overseers of a condo building. And they kind of make sure that the rules are in place and the maintenance and all that stuff, okay? Um, and so, although Airbnb or short term rentals may be allowed in the city you're looking at, the HOA may have certain restrictions. So it's very good to talk to the HOA and figure out what those restrictions are, if any. Sometimes they'll make it so you can only do a minimum of 7 days. Sometimes it's even 28 or 30 days. Okay. So it's important to do that. But assuming all is well, all right, we can look at this and be like, okay, I like the property, price looks pretty decent. Let's check out what Rabu has to say. Now, as I'm talking out loud here, part of me is like, you probably should go to Rabu first to get your market research. Okay. Obviously, I've done this so many times that, I've already done the research. I already know. But nonetheless, you want to use a site like Rabu.com or airdna.co. Rabu is free. AirDNA also has a free trial, I believe, but they do charge you money after that. And so what I've done is I typed in Marco Island, Florida, Airbnb market data, and this is what it's popped in. So it's saying, okay, the average annual revenue projection in the area is $72,000 based on 958 Airbnbs. Now, what's important about this right here to note is that they're taking all the Airbnbs for this geographic location, and they're coming up with the data points. All right. So what that means is that there's probably people, and I will show you in a minute, that are making way more, and there's probably people making way less. But they are aggregating the data and just giving you the averages. And so the numbers that I like to look at beyond this, what matters to me really is average daily rate, okay, and occupancy rate right here. These two numbers are literally like the most important numbers. This is how much you can get per night when it's booked. So when people are getting a booked night, okay, $314 on average. And then 39% of the month on average is booked up. Again, taking into account all the crappy listings and all the good listings too. So 39%. So from here, we can actually start to do some pretty simple math. So, I mean, we'll just use 40% to keep it simple, but 40% of 30 is 12. I'm pretty sure it's 12. Okay. So that means that on average, and this is how you figure it out, guys, 12 nights times $314 per night, the average revenue is $3,768 based on that. Now, what I find interesting is if I actually multiply that by 12, we're not even close to the 71,000. Nonetheless, let's just take our 4,500. Hang on. 4,500 times 12, 54,000. So, I mean, based on this number and this, then we would be even. But I like to look at these numbers, okay, because it's a little bit just they're the data points that I want to look at. Occupancy rate, how much of the month is booked up, what is the average amount? Now, let's go over to the map. We're going to do a little bit more research. All right. So we look over here, and now look at this. There is somebody who is doing $100,000 a year. They're booked up 93% of the time. Okay. Doing about $8,300 a month. Average daily rate around 294. I love it. That's fantastic. Look at this one up here. And what's interesting is that these places are not on the water. They are actually across the street. Okay. But look at this, 83%, $268 a night, 6,700 bucks a month. This one, it's a house. Those ones were condos. I know Marco Island very well. I've been here many times, so I know that this is a house. You can tell by the lanai or lanai, however they say it. But look at this, 83%, 381. Okay, let's look at a couple more condos. We have one here. Although this is like a Marriott kind of weird thing, but nonetheless, 53%, $676. I'm going to scroll down here a little bit. Okay, we've got 47%. And there is a couple of things that's probably worth mentioning here is that these people might book it off for themselves half the time, right? So some of this data, that's what I mean. You really have to you got to zero in on the data. You got to look at the comparables. You got to see what's going on. Because to me, even at 53,000, I'm like, okay, I can do that, especially because I have the confidence, I have the know-how, I have the ability. And so I know that if somebody else is getting good results, I'm going to get good results as well. I just know that. Look at this place. 97% occupancy. This place is probably a massive place. $32,000 a month. All right. 5-star rating. Only 8 reviews though. Interesting. Okay. Let's keep going. So now we're down here. This is the south part of the island. And you can see that there's numbers that are just jumping all over the place. We have 71,000. Okay, 73%, 90%. Wow. I know this area too, so that's fantastic. What's this one? Okay, 93%, 275 a night. Okay, so we're gonna take all of this stuff, guys. And if you go to, like I've already shown you guys. Actually, let's real quick before I show you the secret tool that I'm going to show you really quickly. Let's say we can do 70%. All right. And 70% is 21 days of the month. Okay. So 21 days of the month times $300 per night. Now we're at 6,300. Subtract, I know it's a little bit more than 45, but I can't remember the exact number here, but I know it's around 4,500. So subtract 4,500. This place has the potential to profit $1,800 gross profit. Okay. I'm going to break down net profit in a second, but gross profit has the potential to do $1,800 a month. Now, if you listen to me for any amount of length of time, I always suggest that when you are looking at a property that you're going to do arbitrage with, that you should be looking to earn approximately $1,000 a month minimum. Now, if you're just starting out, you may take something that's smaller and has smaller profit margins, and so might dip down to 750. But I like the $1,000 minimum mark. I like to actually go to where it's like $1,500 to $2,000 a month on average. Okay, guys, you're not going to, some months you're going to make like 10 grand and some months you'll break even. That's part of this business. And so that's a whole other conversation. If you need more information on that, make sure you join my Skool community. It's free. I teach you how to acquire deals and analyze deals and everything like that. But, all right, but with all of that said, okay, we have to, we still have to run the numbers and we have to look at places that are hopefully in that $1,500 a month range. So, okay, here we go. So this one gross profit $1,800 per month, which is really good. So now that's at 70%. Now let's just say it was, I don't know, 50%, which would give us 15 nights times 300, so 4,500. So I got to do more. I have to do more than 15 nights. I have to have an occupancy rate on average of approximately, probably even 60%. Okay. So that would be 18 nights times 300. Okay. So now we're at like that 900 point. Okay. So I got to hit 60% occupancy rate. Based on what I'm seeing over here, I mean, people are doing it 97%. What's this guy got? 53%, not far off. 57, 47, 57. So 57 seems to be pretty close to that average. 77. But I got special tips and tricks to get your place booked up so we can hit these percentages. And so if you want to know what those tips and tricks are, check out my Skool community because you will learn it there. And I show you guys I do have a paid community as well. And that's where we show you guys how to scale from one property up into 5 to 10 properties. And with that, I teach you guys how to maximize your profit and how to get maximum occupancy rate. I actually have properties that are doing that in the off season. I have gotten 100% occupancy rate. It's possible. But yeah, sea winds. I have stayed at sea winds multiple times. 53%. Okay, so a lot of this just depends on the numbers. I mean, if you're getting more ADR and you're only booked up 50% of the time, it's okay. 500 times 15. You're doing good. You're doing good. You're having a good month. All right, guys. So that's what you want to do here. So for me, I feel confident with these numbers. I'm looking over here. I know I can do it. If you're just starting out, you may want to find a location where this is a little bit higher, maybe closer to 60%, 65%. All right. If you're just starting out, because you just want something that's maybe a little less volatile. This is a place where it's super busy in the winter, super dead in the summer. I'm in a place where it's super busy in the summer and super dead in the winter. So a place like this will be fantastic for me because when my revenue drops in my winter months, my revenue will pick up in summer months. All right. So now, how do we figure out net profit? And so if you guys actually if you guys join my paid community, I do offer what I call a Deal Profits Pro calculator. Okay, it's inside of the Airbnb Skool Masterclass. It is $97 a month. Okay, but you will earn so much money by learning my tips and tricks alone just from, where are we at here? Let me go to Classroom. Just from this module here, module two, maximizing bookings, this year you will make your money back because I'm going to show you step by step what I do to get 100% occupancy and how to pack up my months and have consistent revenue coming in month over month. All right. Nobody's doing what I'm doing. Nobody's teaching what I'm teaching. What I have is my secret sauce that I've developed over my off season, to be honest with you, because I needed to survive. And now I'm sharing that with the world. Anyways, let's go to Classroom again. And inside of my resource hub, I have this sweet tool called the SCR Deal Profit Pro. Okay. And so we jump inside of here, and now you'll see this nice, cool looking calculator where we can start to play with some numbers. You can put the number, you could have 20 listings in here. This helps you look at like, okay, how many properties do I need to scale? But in this case, I just want to look at the one listing. So I have one listing, occupancy rate. I'm going to put this at 60%. Okay. And I'm going to put $300 for the weekend. Oh, $300 here and $300 here as well. Okay. So $300 there, $300 here. And the reason I'm doing that, obviously you always get more on the weekend than you do on a weekday. But they told us over here that the average daily rate is 314. And so it's not breaking it up by a weekend. And you guys can play with that as you wish. But, oh, sorry, here we are. But now we have that. Then we can put in our rent. Rent was $44.50. Okay, so rent Now, it isn't an HOA. Most times, I'm not saying this is always the case, but in most cases, HOA will cover almost everything except for like power and the internet. So let's just say power is $100 a month and the internet is another $100. All right. So now in this case, when we look at these numbers, it's telling us, okay, total bookings is going to be $5,400 minus fees, okay, minus your expenses. You're going to be left with $375.96. This is taking into account all the extra little things. So now, if we can get this up to, actually, yeah, let's go with this way. So if I get this up to 65%, now we're making $800. So 65%, what is that, an extra night, maybe 2 nights that we can book up in the month. So I feel pretty good about this. I know looking at those places, there's lots of people getting 97, 77, 87, 57. There's lots of people getting good occupancy rate. So I feel good that I can do 60 to 70%. All right, obviously in the busy season, you're probably going to pack up, like from, especially here, like from October, November, all the way to about April, May. This place can get booked up and you're going to make way more. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I was talking about earlier, is you have to be able to offset, right? So, okay, I'm going to make way more money in the summer, winter months, or at least in the busy season than I am in the off season. Rule of thumb, something I teach everybody: do not take properties in the off season if you're just starting out. You can if you want. I don't do it. I've learned from it. I have done it. I won't do it anymore because it is stressful, especially if you're doing co-hosting, that's different. But if you're doing arbitrage and you got rent to pay and you got credit cards to pay and all that stuff, and you're not making any profit in the off season, it can be stressful. All right. So try not to do that if possible. But based on this, guys, looking at the numbers, this looks pretty good. And I mean, to figure out these numbers, you can use the calculator like I showed you. That's pretty straightforward. You can use a tool like I have here. You can join our community and learn all the awesome things that we teach. I teach you guys how to get maximum bookings. I teach you guys how to manage like a pro, manage your cleaners, manage your maintenance team, and manage this business so you don't have to spend very much time inside of your business. All right. And then I teach you guys how to scale so you guys can start making, $10,000, 11, 12, $13,000 per month in your own profit that's going to pay you so you can have that financial flexibility. And then ultimately, we also want to have time freedom. And so I teach you guys how to do all of that inside of our pay community. But with that said, all right, this is how you guys break it down. This is how you look at the numbers. This is how you make a decision. This is how you get financial literacy when it comes to the short-term rental space. Okay, you do your research, look at the property, figure out occupancy rate, figure out average daily rate, and then you start to do some projections. Okay, what can I do? Right? Look at your competition. What are other people doing? This is how I break down deals. I look at these numbers. Again, I would not pick this up going into the off season, but I would pick this up going into the busy season. All right, guys. So, anyways, that's it for me today. If you have not done so, please subscribe to our channel. I want to help as many people as I can break free from the 9 to 5, break free from the jobs they hate, and start a short-term rental business where you can get your time and your resources and your money back and start living life on your terms. So subscribe, like the video, help move the algorithm, comment down below, and we will see you guys in the next video.